Tonight we want to talk about incentives. Incentives. One of the best ways of building your business is to work towards winning the incentives that the company gives us. They are very well thought, by the way. By the time you are qualifying for any incentives, then you can be sure that your business is headed in the right direction. That is a concept, a principle I have used for the last 14 years, and it works magic. However small the incentive is, whether from the team or from the company, work towards qualifying for that incentive, and before you know it, you're at the top of the ranks in your business. So today we will not focus so much on team incentives. I want to narrow down to the company incentives. Every single year, the company reviews the incentives. And I'm so excited that this year they have reviewed the incentives upwards so that where there was X money being given for good job done, it is now X plus something. So I will not be too fast so that we understand. Again, I will not go through all the incentives. I will go through the incentives that are common for perhaps all of us here or for the majority. I might not go all the way to the very highest ranks because other incentives, we can look at them at director level during directors' meetings. So I have three main sets of incentives of booklets. And by the way, you'll find these materials, these resources in your back office. Be that person who is always looking at the back office and utilize it. It is one of the best resources that you can ever have. It's a whole library. Okay. So there we are. I will start by sharing my screen here. And I think I'll start with the one for new people. Now, these are very new incentives. They started last year, and this year they are even better. And if you can see my slides, or rather my document, let me know. It's telling me it's loading from my end. Once it's loaded, let me know through the chat there. So the first incentive that is loading in a short while is for new people, new members, those who have just joined us. And as you can see there, we are talking of Fast Start Step Up bonus. Fast Start Step Up bonus. This is for people who have just joined us and they are taking steps very fast. And to summarize this before I go to the details, we are talking of the first 5 months. You need to have built your business up to the level of executive manager to win all the incentives that you are looking at here. So this is for new people because you are given the first 5 full months to earn the incentives up to executive manager. So assume you've joined in the month of January, this month, right? I want to be using examples. You've joined this month of January, for example. When we talk of 5 full months, we are not including the month that you have joined. So we are not counting January as part of the first 5 full months. So in essence, it's like you have 6 months if you include the month that you joined. So if you join in January, then you have all the way to June inclusive. You have qualified for all these incentives up to executive manager. So follow me. The first incentive is for when you step up to manager. So let's assume you've joined in the month of January, and between this January, then February, March, and April, up to April inclusive, you step up to manager. How many points? 500 points. And within these 3 months, you have sponsored 2 new distributors. And within their first month of joining, they have done 100 personal points. All right. So you've sponsored 2 people, they have done 100 personal points each. Then, and you have stepped up to manager, then you get, in addition to your manager bonus, you'll get an extra 1,250. So every single person who is joining us around this time, make sure you achieve that. Now, if within the same 3 months, the full months, if you include the January, the month of joining, then we're talking of 4 months. If within the full 3 months, you've stepped up to senior manager, how many points for senior manager? 1,000 points. And within those 3 months, you have also sponsored 3 people. Now, this includes the 2 you had sponsored for the manager bonus. So you've sponsored a total of 3 in all those months, not in 1 month, in all those 3 months. As long as all the 3, the month they joined, they did 100 personal points. If that happens, then on top of your senior manager bonus, you'll be added an extra 2,500 shillings. So already you've earned the bonus of manager 1,250 and now 2,500. So that is already that 750 Kenya shillings. Just like that. You are earning something by doing what you should do, whether you are earning or not, because your bonus is still there. Now, for executive manager, they've extended this to 5 months, so that from when you joined, even your first 5 full months, that makes it 6 if you include the month you joined. And in these 6 months, you've cruised all the way to executive manager. How many points? 2,000 points. And within those 6 months, or 5 full months, you have sponsored a total of 6. So the 3 that you had sponsored as you were doing manager and senior manager plus 3 more. As long as all the 6, they've done 100 personal points in their month of joining. Then that way, in addition to your bonus of executive manager, you get an extra 4,200 Kenya shillings. So that means you've already gotten a total of 7,950 Kenya shillings within that period of time, just as an incentive. And we all want to achieve that incentive. Now, note that for you to get the incentive, then you need to have qualified at the title for which incentive you are earning. For example, if you have become an executive manager, or rather, let's say you are working for the step of executive, the incentive for executive manager, and you had become an executive manager earlier, only that you had not qualified for that incentive because of sponsoring, but you still have the time, the 5 full months. Now you've sponsored the 6th person. If that month you have not qualified at 2,000 points, that is your title, then it means you'll not earn that incentive. So qualifying at title is very critical. And a few other things that are obvious, like doing 100 personal points throughout. Any month you don't do 100 personal points, then it means you are not part of compensation plan or any incentive. So that is the exciting incentive for the whole of this year. So it means that our new distributors, those who have just joined us, we have so many people who have joined us this month, you stand to win those incentives. All right. So that is the first incentive. And I want to go to the second incentive. Just a second. So the next incentive, and this is a whole booklet of incentives, is the 2024 East Africa incentives from January this month all the way to the end of the year, right? So we have so many incentives here. Now, note this, that how you move from one level to the other, for the new people perhaps, is a combination of how many directors you have produced and how many points you have. But this is in your compensation plan. You'll be able to go through it later as time moves on. But I love always mentioning this. Let me highlight this. This part here, which is saying that, let me make it bigger. There it is. It's saying to become a director, you need to first become an executive manager with the 2,000 points. Then the following month, you do 4,000 points, as long as you have 100 personal points. And that way you've become a fully qualified director. Remember, the step that we want to make sure we get to is director by all means. Now let's go to the incentives. This is what we've already looked at. So I'll just go to the other incentives. And we start with the new director incentive. Of course, this year we want every single person seated here or in this call, we want you to step up to director. I don't know how many of us are not yet directors in this call, and I would put you to task to confess, if you believe, to confess that this month you're becoming a director. You know, I love that. I love asking people to confess good things for themselves. Remember, you confess and you possess. If you're a director, please, if you are not a director, please promise us before the month goes far, the year goes far. In the first few months, for example, you're going to hit director. If you're willing to promise us that, you can go ahead and you chat down there. And our God who sees our desires of our hearts will definitely honor that. Do you have any distributors here, managers, senior managers, executive managers who are promising that this month they are going to become a director? You just need to become an executive manager this month. Then the following month you do 4,000 points and you're already there as a fully qualified director. Now, what happens when you become an executive, a fully qualified director is that you get as many incentives in addition to your monthly bonus. Yes, I can see Wangidi there. I am going to hit director. Amen. Very strong ones there from Wangidi. May it be so. Now, when you become a director, Wangidi, you get, in addition to your bonus for that month, you've become a director this month, then if the following month, or but one, but we prefer the following month, if you have another 4,000 points, just qualify at your title, 4,000 points, and you have 100 personal points, imagine the company gives you an extra 8,000 Kenya shillings. I think the company is aware that we are having some tough economic issues around the world and taking care of us as distributors. So that is for new directors, because it's once. Then when you become a director and the following 2 months, you still have your 4,000 points, you are called an Emerald Director and you get a branded backpack, a very, very beautiful one. I mean, very, very beautiful one. It's right there. Now, for our directors, the more you qualify at title, the more money you make. You can go deeper in this with the directors, but you can imagine a scenario where if you're qualifying at title and you are sponsoring just one person with 100 personal points, and then every month you do 5,000 points with your team and you have 100 personal points, you get 8,000 Kenya shillings. That means you can be getting that every single month. This is not a one-time thing. It's not a once-off. It is every single month. But for directors, you can engage me later if there is any clarification you need on this. But I would really want to see all directors, 100% of our Superstars team directors, earning this incentive. Okay. Become an Emerald Director, then qualify for the next 2 months as an Emerald Director, and then now you start doing 100 personal stroke 5,000 QPV, and you sponsor only one person with 100 points, and you get that cash, all that amount. For one team and above, then that's by doing the same thing, you'll be getting 12,000 Kenya shillings every single month on top of your bonus. Wow. Of course, the other incentives are travel incentives, like the Leadership Summit, which is meant for Sapphire directors, but even Emerald directors who are consistent for 6 consecutive months are invited. Then we have vacations like the one that is coming in May in Mauritius. We have another one in Paris, in France, and many others that will come. But let me now go all the way to the level where we have some more cash incentives. Here we are. Wow. Do we have people in this call who want to step up to World Team and President Team members in the course of this year? Do we have any of such people? Because those are the people I want to talk to now. Those who want to become World Team and President Team members this year. Those are the people I want to talk to. This is what will be happening. You know, as we go on, you have to keep on telling yourself, I am the one. Let other people rule themselves out, but never, ever rule yourself out. Yes, thank you, Irene. I can't wait for that one. I'm here. Florence Okech, I am here. Now, these are cash incentives. Look at this. Let me enlarge it a little bit for you. I hope it can be seen clearly. Here we are. Oh my God. When you step up to Sapphire Director and you're consistent for 3 consecutive months, including the month that you have stepped up, imagine now the incentive you get on top of your monthly bonus, you get this once-off cash, 55,000 Kenya shillings. Irene, I'm sure you're able to convert this into your currency, and other people are not in Kenya. This has been raised by 10% from the previous figure. Then when you step up to 1 rupee director, you get a whooping 180,000 Kenya shillings. 2 rupee, 210. It goes all the way to 5 diamond director, where you are getting 3.3 million Kenya shillings just by stepping up to 5 diamond director. And you know the beauty is, I love this. All of us, we have the potential of growing our businesses all the way to 5 diamond director. The only person who doesn't have that chance is someone who is dead. Anyone here who is not alive? I doubt. I'm sure we are all alive. So we all stand a chance to win this kind of money. Okay. This is a lot of money. Oh my God. What would you do with 3.3 million Kenya shillings given just at once? You can do a lot. Right. So the other one is president's consistent bonuses. But you can see there is a possibility of you earning up to 2.1 million Kenya shillings as you build directors. You can see another one here is you build more emerald directors, the possibility of getting up to 6.7 million Kenya shillings. If you're a 5 diamond director, I'm just trying to show you the bigger picture. Okay. And you know, that is converting in today's currency here in Kenya. That is about more than 42,000 US dollars. Irene, you asked, and I've given you more than 42,000 US dollars. I mean, honestly, there is all the money that you need here. You only need to work hard. I don't want to go on and on. You can move on and go through so many crazy incentives, but allow me to pause at that first. And we look at the last incentive here. That is 3 in 30 incentive. So what is happening here is that the company is giving us some product incentive. When you sponsor 3 people in a month and they have 100 personal points, so you can see the need of having sponsoring people and encouraging them to get to 100 personal points, and then they also do the same so that everyone is earning these incentives. When you get 3 people, they have 100 personal points, then the company gives you 10 points credit, 10 PV credits. What that means is that from a list of pre-selected products, you can choose which products you want to be given. And you will earn those 10 points actually. So you are getting the product and also getting 10 points. But these points are not part of your 100 points. Don't say, oh, so I don't have to do 100 points. I can just win as many of these 10 points. No. Only for those who have done more than 100 personal points will they be able to get the extra points here. Now, note that if you sponsor 6 and they have 100 personal points, then those are 2 different 3 in 30 incentives. So that is now 20 points. So you can get different products for 10 points, 10 points, 10 points. And there is no limit as to how many people 3 in 30s you can do. So you can do as many as you can. And remember, this is how we build our businesses. This is how we build our businesses. We build our businesses by constantly sponsoring and using some formula, not just sponsoring. This month you've sponsored 1, next month 0, the other one 50. No, you need to have a formula. And this is a perfect formula where you sponsor 3 people and each of the 3, they have 100 personal points. Unless there's a question up to that point, those are the key incentives that I really wanted us to have a look at. And then we can now wind up with the recognition for the week. If there's any question, you can always chat it down there so that you can address it as we move. So allow me now to go to the recognition. We love recognition. It's part of our building system for our team, Superstars. We recognize every effort you make. And so we want to go to that part now.